Bonus, 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 bonus.
Bad news, listeners. We're
Yeah.
we're shifting gears, and the format of the show is now we're only gonna rewatch Paranormal Activity movies.
Yes. We decided to have this emergency broadcast bonus episode to talk about how, because of the success, looking at the numbers and the charts and the demographics.
We finally got the numbers back from NASA.
Yeah, and the Paranormal Activity franchise, above all, even though it's the first season of the show and we're really, it's a little rough, and now we have the formula perfected. We decided, we're only going to go back. We're going to be like the Star Wars Minute show. We're going to go minute by minute and potentially frame by frame through some of them. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of like hidden goodies in there.
Oh, yeah. Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter imminently coming up. Watched a great Jesus movie. Thinking about Jesus lately, and sometimes a profound work of art can make you second guess your religious choices. I'm not a religious man, but maybe I should be, and not in a post-left ironic way, like a Red Scare or whatever. I mean, like maybe I should. Be a Catholic.
Sincerely kind of accept Christ into your life.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Don't have much else going on.
And the movie, of course, you're referring to is A VeggieTales Noah's Ark.
Yeah, actually, it's some of that shit. I had some, these two weird kids who live next door, and they're like really religious, on my street.
Ron and Todd.
Yeah, in suburban Saskatoon. And they watched a lot of VeggieTales, and we were always like, okay, whatever, weirdos. And I actually watched some of that, and it's like, it's a weird show,
Oh, true.
Yeah. Just the animation style's really like unpleasing to the eye.
Yeah. From what I've seen, I've never actually sat through and watched a full one, but it's almost like cursed media before cursed media, which I kind of like respect.
Yeah. I'm sure they're all like, VeggieTales, like haunted clip, like compilations or glitch compilations or whatever. You know what's really good religious children's show content?
Propaganda?
Sorry?
Propaganda?
Well, yeah.
With a soft P.
Yeah, with a soft
lowercase p.
Yeah. The Rugrats Passover special.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Dude, I had a picture book retelling of it by Norman Mailer. No, not that. But it was like, I probably got it out at like a Scholastic book fair. Shout outs to Scholastic book fairs. I think that's a Canadian thing.
I think so, yeah.
But it was literally just the episode in picture book format. You know when they had those? Like,
oh yeah, totally.
I actually read one to Katie's kids the other day, like as a bedtime story. It was basically just Turning Red, the Pixar film.
Okay, but in book form.
In book form, yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
And they tried to like add a bit, like, access your inner panda, and all her friends have like inner pandas and stuff. But I was just like,
well, but in the movie, maybe we all have an inner panda, but she's the only one who turns into a panda, right?
Well, then I think her mom does at the end.
Yeah,
too.
the family, the whole family is the panda family. Yeah.
No, I guess that's like the only like bonus content. I think in grade 7, I read a book. I read the novelization of Star Wars Episode 1, A Phantom Menace for a book report. And I think it only just had like one bonus scene in it. I can't remember what. It was just like a bit of a like prologue.
The film novelization.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I read a few of those back in the day. Just weird. Yeah. Like I found it at the library or something. Like I don't remember why, but the only two I can remember are like 70s. These two 70s movies, popular movies. The Omen. I read the novelization of The Omen, and I also read the novelization of Logan's Run. which might be an original novel that the film was based on.
Right.
But
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's like, why?
I would have thought maybe The Omen was a book first too, but I might just be thinking of Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, right.
By Ira something.
Ira Levin, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, we have another reason why we're doing a bonus. That Paranormal Activity
April
thing.
Fools!
Yes,
Idiots.
We're recording this on April 1st.
Yeah. And releasing it on April 1st.
And to our listeners in Quebec, Poisson d'Avril, right? Where you put the fish. You know that?
No.
No, the April Fools over there is a whole other game.
Really?
Yeah, they stick paper like fish on your back. And it's called Poisson d'Avril, Fish April.
Oh, Isaac,
Yeah.
check your back, mate.
Confirm or deny.
You might have a
that's
fish on
thing.
it.
Yeah, I don't want to spread lies about the Quebecois, but I believe Poisson d'Avril is a real thing.
I feel like that's mostly what we do on this show anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we turned into a pro-Anglophone, anti-Francophone tirade show.
Yeah.
But it's just the way it goes, I guess.
No.
That's English Canada for you.
We love the good folks of Saint Jean sur Richelieu,
Of course we do.
who we'll eventually have on the pod.
Definitely at some point in the next 2 to 3 years when we figure out everything out.
Hang tight, Isaac.
Yeah. Yeah, hang tight. Keep listening. And we're going to figure something out.
Nous pensons de vous. We're thinking of you. We think of you.
Nice.
I think.
Yeah, it sounded good to me. Yes. What did you watch
The reason we're doing this is because John Wick 4, what a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Big movie.
Yeah. Buffet.
Big podcast episode.
Oh, yeah.
So much so that we kind of went over our upload limit.
Yes.
So we had to pay extra. But
Alex paid for it.
I paid extra because I love you guys so much, and I think you guys deserve the content because Lord knows it's solid gold.
Yes, and I could have edited it down to where we needed it to be, but
it was too good.
It was too good.
It was too golden.
All the riffs and all the fucking us being like bro back at each other. You know? Yeah.
So we paid the extra for a whole hour, I think.
Oh yeah.
And we have
it was $50.
We have $1 per minute. We have I think around 45 minutes at our disposal, and we thought because we love doing this, we're having fun.
Yeah. Keep saying it out loud.
We're having fun. Words are spells. I'm manifesting.
Oh, sorry. Our feet just touched under the table. That was quite erotic. Yeah, sorry.
We like doing this and we love you.
Yes.
So we said, let's spend that 45 minutes and let's do a bonus episode before we kick off the next franchise and kind of tie up some loose ends.
Yes.
Obviously, there's a big one that everyone wants to know about. Everyone's dying for us to talk.
Yeah. Stop emailing us, okay? Because we're doing it.
Yeah, at thefranchiseespod@gmail.com.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about Die Hart, okay? It's not canon, but we love you.
It's not canon. Sorry, excuse me.
Well, they shaved John Travolta's head.
Oh, my God. He kind of just has a shaved head now, right?
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we did watch it, and we'll talk about it. We'll give you our in-depth thoughts.
Yes, and by we mean Alex watched it.
Yes.
I had better things to do.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I would like to thank Alex for his commitment. But before we get to that, we have some housekeeping stuff.
We certainly do.
Yes. A while back.
I think it was the Oscars episode.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Alex and I had what is now a legendary fight about Parasite winning Best Picture.
Yeah. Yeah, legendary.
Yeah, fisticuffs. Yeah, it was crazy.
David versus Goliath.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm David because I have a tiny penis, but I look great.
And I'm Goliath, and I have a massive penis, but it's only by virtue of being proportional to my
yes, it's actually
gigantism.
It's a regular sized penis for a giant.
Exactly. Yeah.
That'd be good. That's good. You can't be. You don't want it too big, and then you get an erection and you pass out because all the blood's in your penis, right?
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm just thinking about this from my new Catholic perspective and how God designed each creature flawlessly. You know?
Happy Easter.
Yeah. So, Alex was saying, Parasite wasn't even the best Korean movie that year.
Yeah.
It should have been nominated. He was talking about Burning, which is a great movie. Burning came out in a different year. It came out before Parasite.
It did.
It was submitted as South Korea's Oscar hopeful, but I don't think it even got nominated, which is bullshit.
Yeah,
I completely agree. I think Burning is a great movie, and not that we have to compare everything, but I think it's a better movie than Parasite. It's they're both really good movies. Either way, I mentioned in that episode Alex deserves a flogging, so I think I'm good. I'm just gonna give you 5.
Okay, thank you.
Because I don't think it's really that big of a mistake.
Thank you, merciful Ben.
Yeah.
And, listener, imagine my surprise when, I'm listening to the episode for quality assurance purposes. And in the middle of it, I'm called out and summoned to a flogging.
Yeah, by some snot-nosed punk.
When I was just trying to make an extremely valid and insightful point about the best international feature. Is that what the category is called? Well, I was making a point about that category. And
your point stands.
Yes.
Yes. The Oscars are dumb.
Me being a very spiteful, petty man, I said, I'm not going down without the ship.
Without a fight.
Yeah. And
you do go down with the ship. It's good to go down with
I'm going down with the ship.
Yeah.
And with a fight. So I hired a crack team of private investigators and lawyers to
embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Sift through all of the franchisees' audio recordings, even the stuff that got cut.
Yes, and all the files, which are kept in the whatever Canada's version of Library of Congress is.
And I have here, in front of me, a manila envelope. And if I open it and I pull out these papers, what we'll find is that during the Wayne's World episode, you claimed that Robert Lowe engaged in a filmed threesome with 2 underage women. In reality, one was 22. The other
with that. I'm so sorry. And the other one?
The other was 16.
Close.
The issue was in Georgia, which is where it happened. Apparently, it happened the day before, like the Democratic. What is the
National Convention?
National Convention in Atlanta. It happened the day before that, and in the 80s in Georgia, the age of consent was actually 14. The issue was that you had to be 18 to appear in a video of that nature. I guess a sex tape or a porn.
Right.
So I believe you owe Robert Hidalgus Lowe. I don't think that's what his middle name starts with an H, but it's something kind of strange like Halpert or Hidalgus.
Halpert.
Or Hidalgo. Lowe, an apology. And Hepler. Okay,
Hepler.
That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
That's almost like it's helper. It's an anagram of helper.
It is a very easy anagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy's iron.
Jeremy's iron, yeah.
And I sentence you to 5 lashings as well.
Oh, that's nice. Give me a break. Okay, well, I would like to formally apologize to Rob Hepler Lowe. I didn't mean... I got the facts wrong. I apologize for saying that you had an underage threesome with 2 underage girls, when in fact you had a totally normal American sexual encounter between a young 20-something woman, right, and a 16-year-old, in the eyes of Georgia, woman.
Born in the USA.
And however... now that I know what the real crime was, creating unintentionally even creating a child sexual adult material, or a sexual abuse material, excuse me, I shame you for that, and may you rot in hell.
And
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
And we will be sending a flogger to Rob Hepler Lowe.
Rob's got
his estate.
Rob's got a floggers you couldn't believe. The
And
gold floggers.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna flog himself as well. The full 10.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm just
right.
reaching over to the filing cabinet of horror and depravity.
Here he goes.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, ow, ouchie, mama. Okay, I think that was 5.
Pretty good. All right.
And I just want to wring out the blood and the specks of flesh.
All right, here we go.
Ah.
Rob. Rob Lowe. Oh,
God.
ow.
Talk about Easter and the Passion of Jesus.
Hey.
That was brutal.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was segment was directed by
Mel
friend of the
Gibson.
pod.
Hit him harder.
What a fucking psycho. Like, I know people are still trying to do that, rehabilitating Mel Gibson and this and that. And I listen, I can appreciate a lot of things about his artistry, you know, Apocalypto.
Apocalypto is an awesome movie.
He's a crazy man. And, you know, sometimes you got to hand it to him.
It's a crazy film.
Yeah.
For sure. I watched it when I was younger. And I rewatched it a few years ago, and it wasn't as mind-blowing as when I was younger, but maybe it was because I knew what to expect. But it's still a pretty bonkers film.
Yes. He likes to make horrendously violent films.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for that.
It's just like a 100-minute long foot chase.
Oh, yeah. It's we'll get to the Apocalypto movie and the Apocalypto 2 Electric Boogaloo.
We could pair it with Atad Arjuat, the fast runner.
No. Peas and Carrots. That's a real movie. That's a real Canadian cinema classic.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be disrespectful to compare it to Mel Gibson's psycho, you know, ayahuasca fueled, you know. Anyway, I just,
Die Hart.
Die Hart. I've got some news before Die Hart.
Okay, yeah. Lay it on me. We're in no rush.
You know, I don't want to do this again and have to apologize to another celebrity like Rob Lowe, but Matthew Perry was sentenced to 3,000 years for child sex crimes just recently. 3,000 years, like for each case. It's insane. Oh, sorry, not the actor Matthew Perry. Oh. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't read the full article. But a guy named Matthew Perry, who we can only assume is not the Friends actor. 3,000 years. So he's toast.
It might be the Friends actor.
I'm not saying it is, but I'm also not saying it isn't.
Right.
I'm just reading the news on my phone, okay? I'm not here to distort reality for you. You go look it up. You know, but right now, if you didn't know this fact, in your head, like a Schrodinger's Perry, he has both done and not done these things. So I implore you to do your own homework and research. But
Schrodinger's
I was
Perry.
quite shocked by that.
Schrodinger's Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why you guys tune in, is for this latest breaking news.
Yeah. Can you imagine Matthew Perry, the actor, reading that? Like, it's so over for me.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, well. He just put out that shitty book everyone shat on, you know?
I didn't know about that either.
It's great.
Is it like a memoir?
Yeah. The Chandler in Me or whatever it's called. It's great.
I imagine like everyone just wants to hear about his like crazy Vicodin addiction.
I think it was mostly about that.
Okay, yeah.
Good for him.
I want to read Andre Agassi's memoir because apparently
okay.
he was very open about like all the degenerate stuff he was doing while being like an American tennis star.
I want you to rub oil on my bald head.
That's how he absorbs it.
Yeah.
It absorbs in his bloodstream faster.
I watched a couple of other movies this week.
Oh yeah, like what?
I did a little double feature. I was down bad. I was feeling bad, and I thought, why not double down on the misery by just taking a look at some Marvel movies I had missed.
Oh, okay.
So like I saw Iron Man like everybody else in the theater. It's a big deal. Loved it. I don't know. Haven't seen it since. I didn't see Iron Man 2. And so already from the get-go, I have these gaps. I've never really been seeing all of them, but I caught up with the majority of them, most of them in theaters. But some recent ones I had missed. I was curious to catch up with. So I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, followed by Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings, or whatever it's called. And
The Fellowship of the Ring.
The Fellowship of the Ring. And yikes. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Shang-Chi has a focus on martial arts action, and it also has Michelle Yeoh and Tony Leung in it.
Nice.
So automatically it's a cut above pretty much everything else.
Sure.
And there are a couple well choreographed fight scenes. But it's still pig shit.
Yeah.
You're still shoveling shit in your mouth. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, I don't even know. It's like, I don't know. I'm kind of curious about Quantum Mania, because it just looks like such a mess, you know?
Yeah. Well, I actually really want to see that because a friend of the pod, Marty, told me he saw it. He got a free screening from his Volkswagen dealer. And
that's the classic business Marty for you, always making deals.
And he told me that the main villain of it is MODOK. I don't know if you're familiar with MODOK.
Yes, I am now.
But he was me and my friends in university, I had a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on the PlayStation 3. And MODOK was a playable character. We would always just like die laughing because he's just like a disembodied head with like tiny limbs sticking out, and assumingly like a tiny penis as well or something like that.
Well,
maybe like a full
maybe a proportionally.
Yeah,
as we were saying,
the penis is proportional to like his head size, so he's just got like a giant him penis.
Do you not see his little butt cheeks in the Quantumania?
I don't know. I didn't know he was the villain.
Well, I mean, and Kang, right, is the...
Right. Kang and Kodos?
No. No, Kang the Conqueror.
Oh. King Kang.
Excuse me. Who I believe would predate the Simpsons characters. He's kind of the next, overarching villain in the Marvel. He's the new Thanos. Yeah.
Okay. Thanos just sounds like some Greek guy.
Well, yeah, it is a Greek. Yeah, that would be why. Thanatos. And that was another, I mean, speaking of celebrities being accused of terrible things, the actor Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang and who also is in Creed 3 and is kind of,
he's popping off right now.
Yeah, exactly. Top of the world. He's getting all these projects.
What'd he do?
An actor I really liked in Last Black Man in San Francisco, which is when I first...
that guy.
So, he's really good in that movie. And I was like, I hope he... has a good career. But anyway, he was charged with domestic assault, I believe, in a situation where he had been violent with his partner, and and it's whatever. It's a new thing. It's terrible. His lawyer released like text messages between him and his girlfriend that were supposed to,
vindicate him.
But it just made it. It was terrible. It was just it's the fawn response to trauma, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as he posted it, thinking, "Well, this'll show them," and everybody just seized on that, saying like, "No, this is exactly what people do in these situations." Anyway, so it's a really awful situation. And
I hope his partner is okay.
Yeah.
Thoughts go out to that person. Unfortunately, I do think domestic violence has been proven time and time again is in this post-cancel world we live in one of the least cancelable offenses.
Oh, you think so?
I think he'll bounce back probably.
I don't know. I guess it depends. The least cancelable offense.
Maybe one of them.
It's a ranked list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moses. What's number one? Genocide.
You'd think.
Yeah.
You'd think.
No? Okay.
No, I don't know. Maybe what Jeffrey Epstein did, running a child sex island. Yeah, maybe that one.
He was no coming back from that.
Yeah.
Well, unless, of course, you subscribe to our belief that he is still alive and pulling the strings.
That's our belief, is it?
Yeah, that we talked about that yesterday.
Right.
That's something Alex and I are not QAnon guys. We're not radical conspiracy theorists or whatever. But we definitely fell down the Epstein hole. We're both moderators on our Epstein subreddit.
No. I wonder if that exists.
It does exist.
Oh,
I followed it for a while because it was so funny that.
Yeah.
Like, listen, the Epstein thing is like I don't think he killed himself.
I don't think he killed himself.
I'm fully
either.
into that. But the length that those guys will go on there to connect any little news, because there are big drops in news here and there, and then there's dry spells. So they're like looking at old pictures of whoever and being like look, like zoom in on that ring. Like that ring is the same ring that Epstein was wearing in this one photo, like in 1996 in like Barbados, and it's awesome. Total, and everyone in that subreddit really has this feeling of like superiority over everyone else. Like they're like we pulled back the curtain. We know.
Right, like
It's
over
really
like
funny.
other conspiracy theories.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, you give them an inch, they take a mile.
It's so true.
Because like it's very clear, like it's super duper clear that Jeffrey Epstein probably just didn't get away with killing himself.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
But like take that W, conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
Don't I don't know.
Don't obsess about it. It's pathetic. But of course, telling a conspiracy theorist not to obsess about something, like telling you and I not to drink water.
Yeah, or telling the ocean not to be wet.
Yes, and a variety of other liquid examples we could.
Yeah.
It would be like telling a liquid not to conform to the shape of a container that it's been poured into.
And if it were a freezable liquid, if it were to freeze, to not expand to a larger surface area.
It would be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like that.
Does it? Yeah, because I guess pipes burst when they're freezing.
Oh, yeah.
But I would have thought, but the actual like liquid form takes up more space.
I think it has to do with the salinity of the water.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The way of water.
The way of water. Speaking of the way of water, not really. I have two other things I wanted to mention.
Sure.
In addition to watching those terrible Marvel movies.
Did you before we go on? Loosely connected, water, terrible Marvel things. Did you watch Wakanda Forever?
No, I haven't seen it yet. So
Okay.
it is on Disney Plus, which I have graciously still have access to through the family of my ex-partner, and I plan on having that forever. So I will, and that's how I watch these other ones. So I will probably watch that pretty soon.
I watched a good chunk of it, and my whole thing with the first Black Panther is, like similar to kind of what you said earlier. It does have these elements that kind of elevate it a bit, like the Afrofuturism and stuff like that.
Production design, costume design.
Sure.
Ruthie Carter picked up her second Oscar for it. I think she won for both movies, and deservedly so.
And I think representation is awesome and great, and I believe all
Alex's hot take: representation is
great,
awesome.
and all ethnicities deserve crappy blockbusters, but let's not pretend that it's much more than a crappy blockbuster.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So you were talking about the first movie.
Yes.
You got caught up in this. People are performatively overrating the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the second time around, I think it's objectively worse. However you thought of the first one, I think the second one's worse, and it has nothing to do with like. I don't really think like Ryan Coogler, or it's the Marvel script writing machine. You know what I mean? Like it's so basic, like pushing things forward in the most cliche ways. And there's this great moment where the bad guy, he's a water guy. He's water based.
Yeah,
he's going to rise from this. He's a water Aztec. He's water apocalypto, aqualypto, something. There's something there. But he comes out and he's like,
that's a $10 million idea.
He's talking to the new princess or something, and she's angry, and he's like, you said, you wanted to watch the world burn. This is the water guy.
Oh.
And I turned to the person I'm watching it with, and I'm like, he's going to say, let's drown it instead. He's offering like a truce. And he just goes, let's burn it together. And I was like, it's like they're not even trying, It's just like they're literally churning them out, attaching a director, getting them to do like pretty much what they want with their set, that crappy like Windows XP looking like CGI effects. Like,
that is the result of hundreds of whatever workplace abuses.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The machine. The machine is evil. we know this. To give them a bit of slack, I mean, they were put in a pretty bad situation where Chadwick Boseman died, right?
Sure.
And like, what do you do with that? But yeah, I'm curious to see it. I think I remember. I mean, I saw the first one in theaters. Like it was a big deal, and I remember thinking it was definitely a cut above the average ones at that time. In terms of I think it just honestly in terms of like filmmaking and production design, and but of course, no matter how good that sections of that movie are, it all ends in the same way all the other Marvel movies ends, where it's a bunch of CGI
a mess
characters bashing into each other.
Yeah.
And in particular, I mean, I know that is a noteworthy or a notorious rather example, like that final fight between Black Panther and Killmonger in that movie. Dude. It looks really bad. Yeah,
they just
it's a shame because all of the other stuff in the movie looks great, and like Wakanda's CGI, right? But a lot of the physical tactile production stuff is beautiful. The costumes are insane in that movie, and then it all ends with a big.
They're just blurs, and they
yeah.
deflect everything off of their suits. There's no like stakes or anything.
It's terrible.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. You had two more things you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, really quick.
Really quick, because we got to get to Die Hart.
Oh yeah, okay, really quick. I wouldn't describe myself as a gamer, but sometimes I game. And I had played Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm like a generation behind or something, like 5 or 6 years behind or more even. But
Same.
I played that and I loved it, and I actually played GTA 5 like the proper way instead of just going and committing massacres, which of course I did along the way. The game encourages you to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and I enjoyed that, not as much as Red Dead 2, but. Then I had a bit of a gap where I was like, I'm not playing anything. So recently, I know that the sequel is being released to this game, and so on the PlayStation Store, they had the original game for like $6, and I thought this is great, so I'll get it because I'd heard good things about it, and that is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, okay. I'm curious because I tried to play this.
Well, so let me tell you, the first game on the PlayStation 5, I was like, I'm going to play Demon's Souls, the remake and everything. Yeah. And I hadn't played a game like that before, and I was frustrated, and I was like, okay, I put it down.
Yeah.
This game, and I remember Force Unleashed from the PS3 was fun. This game is like a Star Wars Metroidvania Bloodborne style.
It's similar to Sekiro. I've never played Sekiro, but I've become a big FromSoft boy over the pandemic.
I know, yeah.
And yeah.
So this is like a FromSoft light. And that one I stayed up all night playing it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not last night, but the night before.
Did you beat it?
I've done everything except the final boss. Okay. And so before I go to the evil boss planet or whatever, I'm going to go and collect all the junk that I missed. I'm trying to play the whole, wrap it up.
You should beat my file for me because I started it, but then I was having fun, but it was just one of those things where I just didn't see it through.
Right. What stopped you, do you think?
I really don't know. And I don't have like a really good reason.
But it wasn't difficult because you play all these other games, right?
And I wasn't playing on the highest difficulty either. I think I was just playing on Jedi Knight.
Yeah, but that's the second. There's 4, so that's
yeah. But I assume Padawan is easy.
Yeah, and then story mode is the easiest. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm also playing on the Jedi Knight, the third highest difficulty, and it is difficult. I think it's really helping me get into that mindset to eventually play FromSoft games and working up to it, because I would get frustrated when I would lose to a boss, right? Like, I got to do this again.
Yeah.
But then that is the game.
Totally.
The grind is the game, and it's so satisfying getting like learning, and it's a difficult game. you know, for me at least, right? I know it's not like other FromSoft games, but I enjoyed it. And then I have another game too that I really liked, Power Wash Simulator. Power Wash Simulator is fucked up. It's a great. It's also on sale because for some reason those games are always really expensive, but it was on sale. It's the first of the very popular simulator franchise. Goat
Simulator.
Yeah, Goat. Well, no, I think it's a separate. It might be separate from them. It's like long haul trucking simulator.
Okay. Yeah.
And like garbage man simulator, like tax attorney simulator, and stuff like that. And it's awesome. Like you just listen to a podcast, right? And you're just power washing like an entire playground. It's really cool.
That does sound pretty sick.
It's very satisfying. Different types of soap you can use. Yeah.
While we're in Game Corner, I just recently played through Metroid Prime Remastered.
Yes.
They remastered that, and it was cool. Kind of showed its age in some ways, like kind of padding out the runtime, because you go through the game, you collect a bunch of shit, and then at the end of the game you have all the shit. Like you have all your power-ups, and then you have to use those power-ups to go all over the map again to collect the things you need to go to fight the final boss with.
That's the Metroid half of the Metroidvania.
But I played Metroid Dread last year.
Love that game.
Yeah, that game rocks.
That game was great.
I think I just like 2D Metroid a bit more.
That game was so much fun. And
she controlled so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a level of difficulty there. One of those bosses really took me a long time to beat.
I think the final boss took me extremely long time.
Yeah, great game. And I was reminded of that game with the Star Wars one, because I was like, that was the last time where I was like actually enjoyed playing. I enjoyed a difficult game.
Mm-hmm.
Like in that one, and in both of these, because there's not really like fast travel and this and that. It's a lot of walking back through the levels. Yeah. Which initially annoyed me in the Star Wars game, but now I like it. I'm exploring every nook and cranny of the map.
There's that Netflix reality show Love Is Blind, where people propose to each other without having seen each other, and this one guy
That's how we met.
That's exactly how Ben and I met in the pods, not the podcast, the Love Is Blind pods. But there's one guy who kind of went viral because he's talking to this woman who he has no chemistry with in person. And they're talking about kids' names. And he suggests 3 names from Elden Ring. Godric, Godfrey, and Gideon. I think he says Gideon also. And
Gideon's all right. It's a little intense.
It was just funny that he threw out that Easter egg.
Yeah.
And I was watching it with Katie, and she hates Elden Ring because she didn't see me for like 2 months when it came out. And I was like, oh my god. And anyway, I feel for that guy. Well, that's the episode pretty much.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like we're missing something. Oh, Alex, you didn't mention Die Hart. So how was it?
Okay, well, before we do that, I saw Calvert. I resaw it in theaters with ex-friend of the pod, Sam.
Oh, again, yeah.
And just
dog.
It made me appreciate how truly bizarre that movie is. Just like a real weird Belgian movie.
It's like pig. It's like pig fucking or something.
Yeah,
right?
There's some pig fucking, and then there's a pig
right?
that's being used as a bloodhound. I call it the blood hog.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a really. I guess it was on the beginning of that kind of new French extremity movement, but it's not that like extreme.
Yeah, it's the pig fucking, I guess.
It's just very bizarre, and it's like a really back. I know it takes place in Europe, but it feels like backwoods Quebec straw dogs almost.
Whoa,
Yeah.
another Quebec call out.
Yeah, we hate Quebec. No,
Yes,
we
we
love
don't,
you.
we
no,
don't, we don't.
I'm learning French. But yeah, and watching it like the 4K restoration was like way nicer than my shitty lo-fi rip I watched the first time.
Totally. Why? And I went to the review last night to watch a 4K restoration of Johnny To's The Heroic Trio,
Of course.
Hong Kong superhero movie.
Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh,
Academy
Maggie
Award winner.
Cheung, Anita Hui. It's really good.
Hell yeah.
It was like a live action cartoon in the best way.
I love that.
love movies like that.
Shaolin Soccer.
Shaolin Soccer, a good example. Yeah. I haven't seen that in ages, but so Die Hart. Well, tell me about it.
It's not good.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's like a worse version of The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent crossed with that thing from Tropic Thunder where they're like trying to shoot the movie without the actors knowing.
yeah.
And it looks, for like something made by $1 billion company like Amazon, it looks so cheap. They shot it in a warehouse in the woods. I have nothing against Kevin Hart. I actually thought all the actors were pretty likable, but they just don't really do anything for the whole runtime.
Well, there
Natalie
you go.
Emmanuel, she's lovely. Kevin
Yeah.
Hart is a likable enough guy. John Travolta looks funny.
Yeah.
I think I laughed a couple times ironically, and I think I might have smiled once or twice sincerely.
All right. Well, good to know. We're never going to talk about it again.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Next episode, which will come out in a day, we're going to Italy, baby.
Buongiorno.
Hey, Pasolini,
Bocconcini. That's a cheese.
lasagna.
That's a pasta.
I'm making one tonight with friend of the pod, Pat.
Oh, that's very nice.
We're gonna make a lasagna.
It's an Italian day. Yeah. Well, we're diving headfirst into Pasolini, so we'll see you in the deep end.
We hope you enjoyed the special bonus episode. If you like bonus episodes, spread the word. Tell a couple of antisocial film nerds in your life. They'll tell 2 more. Maybe one day we'll be doing this more regularly.
Yeah, who
Maybe,
knows?
yeah.
Who knows? Just a little off-the-cuff chat with a buddy.
Yeah, give us 5 stars on all your platforms. Follow us, like us, whatever.
Goodbye.
Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.
Bonus. 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 Bonus.